Hello, crafty peeps. Welcome back to my channel, Crafty-ish-kristyn. Today, Duncan and I are going to have a little WIP and Chatty rant. What is a WIP and Chatty rant? You may be asking yourself. WIP, W-I-P, stands for work in progress. And a chatty rant is me chatting and ranting about the goings-on over the past week or so. Today, my WIP is this painting. This is from Combing Canvas Designs. And as of right now, still, when I am filming this, their website is not up and running. The artist is Victoria Cretis, and it is called Llama Christmas. It is a square drill canvas and has, I think, 4 or 5 different crystals. Still not loving the crystals in the llama's faces. I'm trying, but no. Not a fan. Kind of like when people say they don't like ABs in people's faces. I feel like even though these are cartoon llamas, I feel like it still applies. Maybe if it was just like a little in the cheekage or the eye, you know, like, I don't know, eyeshadow or something, maybe. But no. That's okay, though. We can't have perfection on every canvas that we work on. So what am I using besides that? I have my Bees Crafty Corner release papers. Also, the pink and black release papers are available at Bees Crafty Corner for our pink and black event. I am using Blue Alien Putty, Trashy Tray. I have my Ghost Tray, the Deep 6 from Ephemera 3D. Haven't used this one in a while, and I thought it might look kind of cool. Also have a mini pen from Jim's Handmade Pens on Etsy. All this stuff will be listed in the description box. And then this is actually a 3D printed multi-placer from Dynamite Diamond Shop. And I am really loving these ones because they feel thicker than other 3D printed multi-placers that I have used. I have my drills over here and this little towered stacky tray holder bob situation. What else? I think that is it. So let me get zoomed in and we will get started on this section right here. All right, let me find a color. Let's see. Let's do this little light pink over here. I hope everybody is doing well and amazing. And if you are not doing well and amazing, I hope it gets better for you soon. Okay, I have too much putty in this pen. I just filled it up because I haven't used this pen yet, and it is a little full. And did I bring scissors or anything? No, why would I do that? Also, I need to add more drills to my tray. Let's see. Diamond painting wise this week, not a ton of stuff going on. Was kind of busy, you know, with holiday type stuff, prepping, some anxiety spirals, those kinds of things. So did not get as much done as I wanted to, but that's okay. It is not a race. If I finish this before the end of the month, fantastic. And if not, well, then guess what? It can go into January, no problem. I am very, very, very glad that I have no problem stretching my WIPs out 1 month, 2 months. I mean, look at the Last Supper. I don't remember when I started that, but it's been at least 5 months. I know that. I did know that one was going to take a while because I know that I'm not going to want to work on it all the time. And I was actually hoping I would get some of that done this month, but yeah, I think I overestimated how much I can accomplish in a stressful month anyways. And then with pink and black event planning going on and everything, that kind of occupies the space in my brain as well. And then just, you know, general everyday life things. Yep. I don't think I purchased anything this week. That's good, considering how much I spent on Black Friday. I got my I got my multi-placers from AliExpress, and I was all excited because I have a bunch of pens and I just keep taking the ends out of other pens to put in them, and then you got to re-washi tape. And I was really looking forward to getting my 10 placers that I love. And it kind of freaked me out because I was sitting here and I noticed somebody pull into my driveway and get out of their car, but they didn't come to the front door. They went to my mailbox. And I was like, what are you doing, stranger? Why are you going to my mailbox? And I didn't see that they had a package or anything. And they went to my mailbox, and then they took a picture of my mailbox. And I thought, you're not supposed to, you know, do that. You're not supposed to put things in people's mailboxes. And it turns out it was the AliExpress 3D, or not 3D printed tips, the metal 10 placers. Well, I go out to the mailbox and I get it. And not only did they send me the wrong ends, they sent me the wrong number of tips. I ordered the 10 placers. That's my favorite size. And I ordered 10 of them. And they sent me 4 placers, and they sent me 5 of them. And I emailed, you know, the customer service. And, you know, there's a language barrier, so I always try to write it out in, you know, very simple, you know, language, because if it has to use a translate program, you know, I don't need to confuse it with emojis and, you know, me trying to be funny about the situation. And I kind of waited a few days and I didn't get anything, so I emailed them again and they said, oh, we're so sorry, you know, let us look into this with our mail distributor and we'll get back to you. And I haven't heard anything since. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. I've never had a problem with this shop before, so I'm hoping maybe it's just, you know, maybe it's really busy with the holidays, something like that. So I'll give them a few more days and then follow up with, hey, any updates on my tips? I mean, and if I'm out a few bucks, it's not the end of the world. I think they're less than $1 each. But at the same time, you know, if everybody did that and they didn't get what they were ordering, then, you know, the shop would be basically taking people's money. And that's not cool. Because I don't really like 4 placers. They're not big enough for me. I like the 10 placer because even if I only have a few, I can, you know, grab multiple diamonds on it at once. All right, let's see. I did get some done on this. I have all 3 llama faces. That's kind of exciting, right? And I did film a cross-stitch conversion project video, and that will be out next week. And I finished answering the questions that I didn't get to in the last video. And spoiler alert, I did the right section this time. And I only got off by a diamond or 2, I think once or twice. So I'm going to consider that a win. Oops, nope. I did put drills down on this section. Before I started filming, I tried to get all of the hard to spot ones. that I have a hard time seeing when I'm not using my easel and my light pad, but I am sure I will forget diamonds, and that's okay. I fully expect to miss at least one or two while I'm working on something. And honestly, with this canvas, especially like in this background color section, if I realize that I missed one and the color that I'm using is close enough, I will just go ahead and do that. Because it is not going to change what the overall appearance of the canvas is that much. There is that. This is the little happy face symbol. That's pretty much it for diamond painting type stuff. Yeah. Thank you to all the nice comments about my diamond painting setup video. I know it's funny because I love watching stuff like that. Apparently you guys do too. Lots of, oh my gosh, I love seeing people's setups and what works for them. And, you know, maybe we can inspire each other to maybe get some new ideas or how to, you know, use a space more efficiently, perhaps. I did feel kind of silly using a broken cat toy as my pointer, but it got the job done. I have been in full holiday prep mode, trying to not leave things for the very last minute, like wrapping, you know, looking over my lists of all the things I have to do. I've got so many random to-do lists all over the place. I wish I could be a digital list person, but I am team paper calendar and team paper to-do list. Something about writing it down, I don't know if it helps my brain remember it more, or maybe it's just the fact that it's written on something and it will show up in front of my actual face. Because the problem I have with the digital apps and stuff like that is then I have to open my phone in order to see the list. And if I open my phone, I am going to get distracted by other things and I will forget what the whole purpose of opening my phone is. And I know I can't be the only one who does that. And let's see, there's a lot of these ones. And I am thinking, like, I'm definitely going to try not to be online as much. Kind of goes along with the, you know, opening your phone and getting distracted thing. I kind of was thinking about, you know, okay, why am I feeling so anxious? Why this? Why this? And it's usually when I think about, oh, I have to check this online, or I have to do this online, or I have to order this online, I have to, you know, do XYZ or whatever it is. A lot of times it involves, you know, going online, or I feel anxious when I'm done going online and, you know, scrolling and then realize I've, you know, lost 20 minutes of my day and now I'm rushing to do something that, you know, actually needs to be done instead of me just, you know, browsing Amazon for that time. So I definitely think I'm going to be making an effort to be online less. I don't think it will hurt. Definitely don't think it will hurt. I already don't have notifications on for things like, what do you call it? Facebook, you know, email, notifications, Messenger, those things I don't have notifications on. So if you send me a message and I don't respond right away, it's not me ignoring you. It's just the fact that I have not been alerted that you've notified me, because I don't have those on. Because if I'm sitting here and trying to do something and my phone is constantly vibrating and beeping and doing all the things, you know, I have a very hard time refocusing my brain to do the things that I'm supposed to be doing. So it's nothing personal. It's just I gotta do the stuff I gotta do. And I kind of thought about that when we had the big old bomb cyclone and we lost power for 3 days and we didn't really have phone service and the internet was very spotty with that. Even though I was annoyed, but I was more annoyed about the factor that I couldn't go look at Facebook, and I couldn't do the things that, you know, really weren't important in the long run. And then when we finally got those things back, I was frantically searching, you know, like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And I kind of realized, maybe that's not the healthiest thing to be doing. You know, I'm so worried about, oh my gosh, did somebody tag me in a Facebook post and I didn't see it and respond? You know, I should probably be focusing more on, you know, family, you know, my chores that I should be doing, those kinds of things. I've been thinking about that. And I mean, you know, when you go somewhere, maybe it's a party, maybe it's a family gathering, you know, maybe even it's just at work, and you're having a conversation with somebody and they're constantly picking up their cell phone to look at something while they're talking to you, and you, okay, make sure those aren't trashy. You know, you think that, you know, maybe what you're trying to talk about is important, or that it's, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want somebody to be completely distracted while they're talking to you, because you, hopefully, would also be giving them your full attention if they were telling you something. And I can't, you know, I've been kind of paying attention to it more. You know, you go out to dinner and you look around and people are sitting at tables with their families or their friends, and everybody is staring at a phone. Or you, I don't know, go to the park, and, you know, a lot of the parents are, you know, just sitting there staring at their phones. Like, people aren't conversing with each other anymore. They are staring at something on a screen, you know, and maybe it's work, maybe it's important, I don't know. But I'm always thinking to myself when I'm talking to somebody and I can tell that they're, you know, like on TikTok or something, it's like, I'm sorry, am I so freaking boring and unimportant to you that watching some guy, you know, chug a bottle of apple cider vinegar is more important than talking to me? Because I will just leave. I will go home and I will put my pajamas on. I don't need to be here. So, yeah. And I don't want my kids to see me just staring at my phone while they're trying to tell me about their day, or even, you know, if I'm like cooking dinner or something and they come in and they want to talk to me, I don't want to be like, okay, hang on, after this video, you know, this cat isn't gonna climb this tree by itself, you know. I don't want them to see me doing that. I want them to know that, you know, they're important to me. They're more important to me than, you know, something on my phone. I mean, and obviously sometimes that is the case. You have to deal with a work thing, you have to deal with an email or whatever, but at least for me, I know a lot of the times when I'm looking at my phone, it is nothing life-ending. I'm not out there, you know, curing cancer or anything like that. I don't know what my cat, oh, that's not my cat, that's my mom. I was gonna have to yell at the cat, tell him to get off the counter, but it's not. Thank goodness. People get mad when I yell at the cats. And if you do decide, let's say, like, yeah, maybe I could, you know, be on my phone a little less or whatever, and somebody makes you feel bad because, let's say, you didn't respond to their text message right away, or, you know, didn't repost their their TikTok or their Twitter or X or whatever. I don't even know what it's called anymore. You know, don't feel bad about that. Do not let other people make you feel bad because you are protecting your mental health. You know, sometimes we have to do things that, you know, might not be popular and people may not understand, you know, but I don't understand why a lot of people do a lot of the things they do, and not everybody is gonna understand why I do what I do. And that's okay. As long as we all can be respectful and kind, that is what matters. Okay, we got Mr. Anchor. We got the anchor. So, oh, and I did get from my AliExpress order, I got my two little, did you just drop on my canvas? Seriously, rude. My two little kind of paint gem mini style kits that I ordered. I haven't actually opened them up yet. They went into the pile of things to wrap for Christmas. Even though I probably won't wrap them because I'm the only person that wraps the presents, and I really don't want to wrap more than I absolutely have to. But I know Debbie, the Crafty Diamond, is going to be hosting a event in February, and it's a kind of mini diamond painting kit event. And I do not have any information besides that, but if you want, you can check out her channel. Probably, I would say she might, you know, talk more about it after the first of the year. So I'm excited to maybe do that. The only mini diamond paintings I've done are the mini dazzles from Diamond Art Club, and they were, you know, they were okay. I don't think I would want that to be my main diamond painting experience. You know, I like the bigger canvases. I like more detail, and I was not a fan of how the glue went past the drill field area. And so if you were going to try to, I don't know, leave them out or something, I would worry that they would attract hair and dust kind of, you know, like the outside of the canvas, like that. So, but I think these were, how much were they? I don't know why I don't put more diamonds in. I always feel like I'm only going to need a few, and then I need a whole tray full. I don't know why. I know people have commented, they're like, oh my god, put more diamonds in there. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. I think I'm only going to need a few, but then I need a ton. So we will check out the canvases probably after the first of the year. Let's see, there's a lot of confetti in this kit. Oof. And a lot of it I feel like is unnecessary. I mean, this does not need to have so many colors, in my opinion. But that's just me. Okay, there is that one. There are X's everywhere. And I did order myself. I ordered myself something that it is not practical. I will say that right now. And I'm not always known to order the practical things. I was having a very high anxiety few days, and I saw this ad on Facebook, which I should know better, and it was for moss balls. It said something about the only pet that you can ignore and won't die. And I was like, interesting, okay. And it is basically a ball of moss that floats in water, and you change the water, I think it said maybe like once a month, and that's it. Sometimes it'll float, sometimes it'll sink, sometimes it'll kind of go up to the top of the water, sometimes it'll be in the middle of the water. I don't know why, but my brain grabbed onto that moss ball and was talking with someone about how, some people have emotional support pets. And then we started joking that I ordered myself an emotional support moss ball. And then that turned into kind of a running joke that now I was going to have my own emotional support moss ball. So, if you're in my Facebook group, you probably saw some of those posts. And for some reason, I find it really, really, really hilarious. And other people might not think it's that funny, and that's okay. We all can have different senses of humor about things. So, my moss ball pet will be here this weekend. And we will see if it said that if I ordered it before the 19th, that it would be here for Christmas. And so far, it looks like it could be here before Christmas. So, Merry Christmas to me. And because I couldn't just get the moss ball that's floating in a bottle of, jar of water or whatever, because then you have to pick out your rock color. Naturally, I chose something cute. But they also sell little accessories for your jar, which is so kind of them. So kind. So my emotional support moss ball is going to have its own emotional support animal. Because I care about my pets and their mental health. And if my moss ball needs its own support pet, then I am going to provide it with it, because sharing is caring. I will update you guys, of course, on the status of how my moss ball arrives. And I didn't know this was an actual thing. I just thought it was some random ad and it was trolling me, but apparently, and if you knew, please put it down in the comments. You're like, I've heard about moss balls for years. Apparently there are people that have had them for like 10 years, 15 years. It said on the website that they could live to be 200 years old. I mean, my great grandchildren could potentially have my moss ball. So I'm passing down a legacy to my family, assuming they want my moss ball. Probably not, but that's okay. And next week, videos are going to be a little different because it is Christmas week, and the Christmas premieres start on the 24th. And normally I try to post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But since I don't want to, I don't want to interfere with the Christmas premieres, I am not going to have a video on Wednesday. And then my Christmas premiere is on Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Central time. And then I probably won't have a video on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and then hopefully get back to kind of normal on the next week, perhaps. We will see how things go. we're working on it. We might have a co-live with Mushmello and I. We're trying to figure out a date and time that would work, and if we should do it before the event starts or after. So, working on that. Nothing is set in stone at the moment. All right. See, I need more. Come on. I had one sick kid last week. Oh, jeez. I swear. I'm like, can we just get through 1 week of school? 1 week. That's all I want to do is have one regular week of school. I think it was Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? I don't even know. It might have been Tuesday. I honestly can't remember. Yeah, he said that he wasn't really feeling the best before we left for school. And I said, okay, you got to make sure you go to school because I have to take Grandma to the doctor. So if you call, I don't know if I can pick you up. Well, he didn't feel good. Luckily, my husband could pick him up, so I could take my mom to the doctor, and that could have been an online appointment because all they did was take, her heart rate and her, what do they call it, the oxygen thingy, and basically like, okay, now we can schedule, your colonoscopy. And I'm like, really? I drove 30 minutes and walked with a wheelchair up and down these shoddy sidewalks, almost getting hit by cars, taking, 10-ish minutes to get from the parking garage to this building. And we've been in here for 10 minutes and now we're done. No. It's like we could have phoned that in very easily. I have an oxygen meter at home. I could buy one of those blood pressure cuffs. If you really need a blood pressure read, I would have rather done that, but that's okay. It's fine. So, got that scheduled, called the house, called people's cell phones. We don't have a house phone. And said, is there anything you need from the store? And he goes, well, you could stop at Wendy's and get me something to eat. And I was like, no. You said your stomach hurt. So there's no Wendy's for people whose stomachs hurt. Nice try. Well, I just thought it sounded good. And I'm like, I don't care. I was talking more like, do you need some Sprite? Do you need some saltines? That's what I was aiming at. So, no, there's no Wendy's. Nope. There certainly is not. Maybe that was Thursday. I can't remember what day it was. Honestly, all the days are blending together at this point. Where am I going with this? The F's. Yeah, this is one of the crystals. There have been a lot of trash crystals with this color, especially. Let's see. Oh, and then I write everything down on my paper calendar. So I remember it, because I won't remember it if I don't write it down. And I had written down a lunch at a restaurant that some of the people on my husband's side of the family, they had mentioned in a Facebook group that we should all get together before Christmas and have lunch. And I was invited, and I saw the text thread, and they named the date. They named a time, and they named a location. I wrote all that down because I didn't want to forget. And I realized on Friday I hadn't heard anything. And so my husband was going hunting with my father-in-law. And so I said, hey, ask your dad about, what, is the brunch still going on? this weekend. And he's talking to his dad, and he's like, my dad had no idea what you're talking about. My mom didn't know. And I'm like, seriously? And so she texts me, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're not meeting for lunch. And I said, well, am I just not invited anymore? And she's like, no, we never talked about that. And I, being, the person that I am, I went online to the Facebook group for the family, found the post, found the spot where she said, that sounds like fun, I'm in. And other people had chimed in, and I took a picture and I sent it to her and I said, you said you were in. So I was, see, at least once. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, nobody remembered that. And I'm like, okay, fantastic. Because I had basically blocked out half of my Saturday to do this, because I knew that it would probably take a half hour to get to the restaurant, probably take about 2 hours of socializing and whatnot, and then probably another half hour or so to get home. So I was presented with multiple hours free on a Saturday. I was not sad about that. So I actually got some stuff done. I got a little diamond painting done. It was great. I was kind of sad that I didn't get to go out for brunch, but that's okay. Some quiet time and everything is much needed. So, and spoiler alert, they did not see any deer up in that area, and they don't think they're going to go to that area again. Even the people who kind of roam the area and monitor it, they even said, like, no, the amount of animals up there has dwindled considerably, which is too bad. But that's life. We got to keep tearing trees down and everything, so we can keep building ginormous, overpriced freaking houses that nobody can afford, because most people don't want to pay $800,000 for a freaking house. I mean, like, that's gross. That's too much money for a house. I don't care if it's brand new. That's too much money. Oh, see, I see a bunch of F's that I missed. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Oh. Let's see. And randomly, this is so funny. I don't know if there is a correlation between these two things, but at school, they're doing line dancing in gym, which, I mean, it's different. And the gym teacher told one of my kids that they were actually pretty good at the line dancing, and that they must be good at reading comprehension, because they're a good line dancer. And there could be a correlation. Is that something that I just don't understand? Because I've never heard that excelling at dance or something like that can translate into how you understand, reading things. I said, well, I guess that's good. I guess that's a good thing, but I've never heard, oh wow, you're a good line dancer, you must be good at understanding the things you read. Nope. Not even a little bit have I ever heard that. And we were supposed to bring all this stuff to school today because, holiday parties, like all the schools, they want holiday party stuff, stuff for the teacher, hot cocoa bar, and and all this. And it's like, okay, you're asking for stuff right before the holidays when people are already kind of, you know, on the edge of, you know, burnout. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. And so I bought, you know, I bought coffee creamer and I bought some other stuff, and I was going to bring it in this morning because I had to go to school. And we woke up at 3 a.m. to the power going out. And I was like, what is this garbage? No, 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 no. Well, apparently it was really windy. And I don't watch the news, so I did not know that it was supposed to be windy. Did we charge anything that, you know, should have been charged? No. Why would I do that? That's just crazy talk. And we woke up to, you know, the sound of everything going off, and it was pitch black, which, oh, I don't like that. It terrifies me to have just the house be a dark cave. I need to have some night lights on or something. I don't like the dark. I mean, I don't think anything's going to happen to me. I don't think anybody's going to pop out from around a corner with, you know, a machete or anything. It's just, I don't like not being able to see if I have to walk down the hallway. What if I step on a cat? What if the cat tries to, you know, kitty landmine me and being laying on the stairs and I step on it and fall down the stairs? Or what if I step on something, you know, like a cat toy, or I don't know, a pile of cat vomit. Why is everything I'm saying involving cats? I swear. But still, or, you know, just stubbing your toe on the corner of a nightstand or something. So we were kind of thinking, okay, it's really windy outside. This could be bad. This could not be good. And it was too dark to get up and try to set up the generators or anything like that, because it was, you know, 3:30 in the morning, and we were going to wait until, you know, maybe 6 or whatever. At 5:45 we get a text from the school and says, yeah, the campuses don't have power, so no school today. And I said, well, all right, I guess there's no school, so at least I don't gotta take people to and from school. Yay, go me. But then at about, I don't know, like 6:15, the power came back on. And we both looked at each other, because that is not common for us to get the power back right away. And it was still really windy outside. Oh, it seemed like a trick, honestly. I expected it to go back out. And it didn't, though. It stayed on. So it was a happy accident. But of course, once they cancel school, they can't, you know, uncancel it. And the campus still didn't have power. So it was the right call, but it was just kind of funny that it was still windy and we got our power back. But I think another reason why a lot of people lost power again is because with that last bomb cyclone disaster, there were so many trees that had broken branches, and the branches are, you know, they're inside the trees. So they may not have all fallen during that, but there were definitely, I mean, I remember just driving down the road, I would look up and there would be power lines that still had trees leaning against them or giant branches hanging off of them. So it doesn't surprise me that the power went off, because it would have been so easy for any of those things to just knock everything out again. So, oh well. And of course, the power company, the app, where you can, you know, report your outages and track the outages. Yeah, it doesn't work. I honestly don't trust that app. It is not the most reliable thing that I have ever seen. Let's see. Let's see. Oh no, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. I will edit it out, okay? I didn't need to blow anybody's eardrums out. Oh my gosh. That would be unfortunate. So there is one teacher at school, and it makes me laugh. And I'm not laughing at him. I'm just saying that now. I'm not laughing at him. But he's an older, I think he's a guy. I think he's a war veteran. So, you know, thank you for your service. But he always wears these leather sandals. You know, like they're not open-toed. I don't know how to explain it. But they do have some openings in them. And we get to school early and we're sitting in the parking lot, and I noticed that he would wear them, you know, right when school started. And every few days, you know, I noticed that he's still wearing these sandals, even if it's raining. And so my brain kind of went to the place of, how cold does it have to get before he starts wearing tennis shoes or, you know, some other shoe besides these leather sandals? And I think it was last week. He was wearing the sandals and it was 28 degrees out, but he had socks on. And so I think the answer to my question is 28 degrees is when he will wear socks. And of course, you know, like my kids, they don't pay any attention to that kind of crap. If I ask them questions, they're like, what? And I'm like, don't you pay attention to these things? They're like, no, because it doesn't matter. I'm like, but it's interesting. But they don't think it's interesting. I'm like, fine. I will just be left to speculate all on my own. But we are going to be baking this weekend. We've got some cookies that need to be cooked. And my mom used to make these cookies. They're, well, she calls them ginger snaps, but they're more molasses ginger cookies. And they're not the overly crunchy. They do have a little bit of a chewiness to them. And my mom used to always make them when I was a kid, and she would make like quadruple batches, and she would give them out to the neighbors, you know, bring them to work, but then she would also put bags of cookies in the freezer. And I remember, you know, I would go out to the garage to get a soda, get myself a ginger snap and a peanut butter cookie, and, you know, that was my little snacky snack for after school for, you know, half the freaking year. And so my husband loves those cookies, and so we make those. And then I make cranberry Bliss bars. So I found I don't know, it was probably like 6 or 7 or more years ago. I found a copycat version recipe of the Starbucks cranberry Bliss bars, because I really liked the cranberry Bliss bars, but, you know, we were trying not to spend money on, you know, overpriced things, and the cranberry Bliss bars kind of fell into that category. You know, you're buying one bar of something for $5 when you could make an entire batch for just a few bucks more. And so my recipe is a little bit of a healthier version because it uses applesauce instead of the oil. I mean, it's still not healthy, but I feel like it's a little healthier. And I do use half sugar and then half, you know, monk fruit sugar substitute. And this way you get to add as much frosting, white chocolate drizzle, you know, as many cranberries as you want. And so they are always well received. And so we will be making those as well. And then that's kind of it on the baking front for me. The problem is the more I bake, then the more I eat. And then everybody else bakes, and then you eat all their cookies. And then by the end of the season, you really are almost just kind of like, oh, I don't want any more desserts. So I think my daughter and I will make the molasses cookies on Saturday, and my son has a little Christmas party with some of his friends from school. Somebody is hosting it, and they're gonna have, you know, hang out, play video games, decorate cookies, and do a white elephant gift exchange. So we will do fun stuff while he is doing that. And then I feel like it's just going to be kind of a mad dash to the holiday. I just can't believe it that we are almost there. And then it's going to be New Year's, and then it's going to be 2025. And I know a lot of people are, you know, like, peace out 2024, you sucked, you know, and some people might be like, this was the best year ever. So it's hard. I mean, I try not to look at the year-end review like that, if at all. I mean, there's always going to be some good, and there's always going to be some bad. And it's just a matter of, you know, trying to focus on the stuff that was good that happened, and trying to block out the bad, or accepting that the bad happened and trying to, you know, put it behind you, move on, you know, pass go, collect $200, all that stuff. And I know it's easier said than done. Trust me, there have been years where, you know, the dumpster fire was thick. I know for sure. Let's see. Okay, come on. Let's see. I have a lot of mixed drills in some of these colors. It's fine. Let's see. Oh, I don't think I updated you guys. I did get new headphones. I bought new headphones on Black Friday because the AirPods I bought would not stay in my ears. And I was really bummed because I wanted to like them. I mean, I normally do not have a problem with Apple products, but something about these AirPods were just the part that goes into your ear is just too big. And I mean, I don't think I have overly tiny ears, but maybe I do. And so I kind of, you know, I went up and down. I'm like, I don't know what to get. You know, I mainly use my AirPods to listen to my iPad or, you know, my tablet when I'm diamond painting. Maybe when I'm editing my videos, if I don't want everyone to hear my voice. So I'm not listening to, you know, concert quality music or anything like that. So I knew I didn't need to have professional grade headphones. And so I did. I tried. I said, well, I'll use Amazon because if I don't like them, I can probably return them. You know, I waited too long with the AirPods. And I got some of the Raycon earbuds, whatever they call them. I don't know. Earbuds, whatever they are. And, you know, I was like, well, you know, if that many people on YouTube seemingly use them, you know, but that don't mean anything. But the price was right for Cyber Monday, Black Friday, all that. They're okay. My husband said, you know, well, what do you think? And I said, you would not be able to use these because he is a headphone snob. Kind of like how I am a square drill snob, he is a headphone snob. I said, there is no way you would be able to use these. And he goes, why? And I said, you would, no. I was like, it's not, at least, and I don't know, maybe they just don't fit in my ears properly or what. I said, the sound quality is not amazing. It's okay. For what I listen to, it is perfectly fine. But if you were, you know, trying to really get lost in the music, no. So, but they work for me, and that is what matters. They stay in my ears, which was my number one concern, honestly, because with the AirPods, I would just be sitting there. I mean, I would just turn my head a little bit to grab a new drill color, and it would just flop out of my ear. And I'd be like, what the hell? Seriously. I wasn't even and like, people are like, oh yeah, I exercise with my earbuds in. I'm like, I can't even walk with those things in my ears, and they fall out. So, yep. So far, so good. Let's see, we got a few more of the E's. Oops. There's that. Apparently I did not charge this phone, so luckily I am almost done. Oh. I had to drive at night the other day. I feel like I used to always make jokes when my grandma or my mom would say, I don't want to go drive in the dark. And I'd be like, psh, wimps. Now I get it. And I don't know if it's just because of like the way my glasses are or what, but I drive and I can't not see when people come the other direction with their super bright headlights. I'm like, ah. And I don't know if it's just, and one of the issues around here is we have a lot of roads that don't have any streetlights. And so when you're driving and a car comes from the other direction and they have their high beams on and then they turn them off, you still have that lingering blindness to it that I think maybe it just seems like they're brighter than they are, but I swear some headlights are just super freaking bright too. And maybe that's the old person in me, but I don't care. I think it's too bright. I don't like it. Don't like driving at night. And I feel like I can't see, you know, like my sight distance is limited. And I'm like, man, when I was a teenager, I would drive at night all the time. And I'd be like, it's fine. I'm tough. Like, no big deal. And now, I'm like, oh, do I really want to go to the store? No, I don't. I'm going to wait until daytime. But luckily, it will be the days will be longer after, you know, next week, because the days are getting short and short and short. I swear, the other day, we left the morning, and it was dark, and by the time we got home from, like, school and everything, I'm like, it is dark again. How is it so dark? So, sun needs to be giving us a few more hours of daylight. I don't like the dark, dark, dark. Again, I need my night lights. So I am really hoping I can, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this before January. I would love to, just to, you know, because if I do, it would be one more finish, and then I would have 30 finishes for the year. That would be kind of cool to have 30 finishes, but I don't know. I don't know. We will have to wait and see on that. So let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. This is the section we worked in. It is almost done. Just a few, oh, camera's rocking. Rock, rock, rock. Just a few more colors to fill in, and then that section will be completed. So I am going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I work on my diamond painting. If you have not, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, hearting, farting, doing all the things, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Big awkward hugs. Bye, guys.